Now broadcasting. So, it's early in the morning. I just woke up. I'm done sleeping for the day or night. Everybody in the house is sleeping. And soon they'll be up. What does this mean for me? It means I'm chilling. At some point you just can't sleep. Not because you have trouble sleeping, but because you're done sleeping. Your body says, nope, that's enough. Time to do something productive or different or not sleep. And so many people be obsessed with it. I could do this new game plus, but kind of running into the same problem I ran into with the first game, and that's figuring out what else there is to do. One of those things being okay, trophies. I don't know why they hide trophies. Those are stupid. Some of these are things just all main and side quests and burning shores. Like you can easily just press square. In fact, there's a whole web page devoted to just that. So now there's an incentive to play New Game Plus, and that's to get new items that you otherwise wouldn't get. Meanwhile, I've obtained most, if not all, the trophies most of the trophies for the main for the main game. And that's dope, except for the part where a good majority of the trophies here are in a lot of ways a tedious slog. Because Horizon Forbidden West is one of those video games that's actually really good, but almost everything that's good about it is also what's bad. It's one of the prettiest video games ever. Despite not looking that much changed from, its predecessor. On the same token, it's photorealistic. So you might think that the stylistic choices to its graphical fidelity, put it somewhere else, but reality is it doesn't. Right, so and then on top of that,
okay, data modules in.
Horizon Forbidden West has another problem.
Error. Drone feed disconnected.
Where is this? Okay, so this is the map. Somewhere around this area is where this fucking drone is. I'll talk to the groundskeeper. Talk to Joseph. To the Burning Shores. See, I can go play through the Burning Shores, or I can just do this New Game Plus shit. The problem with that is that if I do a New Game Plus, then I'm going to have to deal with another problem, which is playing through this game again, like the entirety of it. And that would be fine if there wasn't so much shit to do. And the problem is,
I'd be able to sneak in via this path.
there ain't nothing to sneak in for. So, you should land this thing. No, you should.
Hey, stranger. Are you looking to trade?
Yeah, sure, why not? What you got? Rabbit vulture, no machine parts. So, this is what you end up doing. You end up trading goods with people because you don't feel like having to fight one giant ass. You don't want to fight another fast-moving, heavy machine. And the thing about these the machine animals in this game, right, is that they are a wonder and a delight to see in action. They are not fun to fight. They're not challenging. They're tedious slogs, every single one of them. You know, especially if you don't have the proper tools. You know, I don't have a sharp shot bow, which having one of those literally allows me to mow down my, you anything that comes in my way, which is cool.
Did you not see me?
Uh, the other thing is,
Show respect.
a lot of what makes playing this game fun is, you would think, the outfits, right? The outfits are a fun thing, but you have limited inventory, far more limited than it was in the first game. Now there's a stash, right? And a workbench that you have to work on. In the first game, there was no workbench. You just crafted items and that's that. I'm not sure if there's an unlimited fast travel pack,
goods, Outlander.
but it's just as easy to make your own, fast travel packs. My problem is, a video game like this, you limited fast travel to the developers limited fast travel to a function you gotta pay for it every time. Which, that's also kind of the deal with, that's the deal with Yakuza, you spend money to fast travel. And, Breath of Fire 2, you use the warp ability to warp out of dungeons and to, warp to towns you've already been to. Right, so, okay, we understand that. Right? However, that's as simple as replenishing your MP in an RPG, right? Ouch. I took damage. Another sunken cavern. Underwater. This is another thing that I don't... Underwater levels have never been fun in any video game, and whoever tells you that underwater levels are fun, are fucking lying. And... goddamn... why would you make me fight So here's another problem with this game, right? So yeah, you've got underwater enemies that you have to dodge and hide from because you can't attack them underwater. The whole thing about game developers being a little bit too masturbatory, this is what I'm talking about. They do this all the time. And, I mean, there's no trophy for it. There's no trophy for any of the shit that's happening. No, originally I beat the Frozen Wilds before I finished, Zero Dawn, but that was different because I was already at the end of the game. So once that was done, I finished the final missions for, everything else, and I didn't have to do anything else. But, again, there was no incentive to New Game Plus that shit, other than to say you finished the game on the hardest difficulty on a New Game Plus. And all the New Game Plus did was let you keep majority of your old equipment. Some stuff you had to reacquire because of plot specific shit. Chrono Trigger was similar in that regard. But here's my thing. I don't think I should have to replay everything. Not only that, I don't think that I should have to be replaying a tedious slog of a game. Now, why am I still playing it if I'm saying so many bad things? It's because everything that I enjoy about this game is everything I also hate in how video games are designed in general. Right? Like, people talk about exploration, and let's be real. That childlike sense of wonder, exploring. Listen, y'all motherfuckers didn't do Craig of the Creek shit like I did as a kid. Alright. And Craig of the Creek is a very interesting cartoon. Some people talk about, hey, because it's, it's there's some black representation. Yeah, there is. I won't deny that. But those are the only similarities me and Craig of the Creek actually have. If I were to really put into words what's fucked up about that cartoon, is the simple fact that these are children who go out and play in the woods. And I know my parents did not like that me and my brothers would just go play in the woods. First off, we had to trespass on people's property to even get to these areas. Secondly, some of them were shortcuts. So what we were doing as children was illegal. And any angry white racist neighbors could have easily just called the police on these little black kids who were doing nothing but playing. But the fact of the matter is, we too were breaking the law by trespassing. Alright? So that is a thing. Also, just because the woods are the woods does not mean that those areas were not privately owned. These are things that we obviously didn't know. You're kids, you're just playing and shit. But at the end of the day, when your ass can get fucking mauled by an alligator or, bludgeoned to death by a fucking warthog or wild hog, the last thing you give a damn. when you summon PlayStation. Well, anyways, I'm actually looking for some healing stuff, but I can't find it, so I have to call my noble Steve to get the fuck out of here. You know, this is a game that promotes exploration. It says, okay, there's even a function that says, do you want guided or exploration-based type gameplay functionality? And I'm reading this, so I'm trying to figure out what it is that game developers want us to figure out. Guerrilla Games, they make good games, but I think this by far is the most mistaken video game ever. Like, to put in perspective what makes this game unique or decent. Oh hey, there's a fucking slaughter spine.
I could reconnect it with the dome back in the base if I grab its data.
Now where's the survey drone? There's a goddamn stormbird, a slaughter spine, and a bunch of other small fucking creatures. I do not. You got to be kidding me. It's over there where all those goddamn machine animals are. How about we just see? And I guess the fun is in the challenge.
Maybe I can climb something to jump onto the drone.
But here's the problem. See how I had to press this button to see what parts of this damn rock I can climb on? There's a lot of that in this game. You know, this shit you're unaware of, or that you don't know that you can or can't do. So,
There's purge water against it.
I'm not trying to do none of that shit. I can't even highlight the goddamn track. And then somehow I've got to and see those things, they jam the signal to my focus. Then on top of that, I can get found out. So I've got 5, 6 machines. 2 of them are heavy machines. And then 4 of them are the most annoying goddamn machines that I have to deal with in this game. This is what I mean by they make this game a whole tedious slog. I could be playing this game. You hear that music? That means the damn slaughter spine has caught me. And that little exclamation point means that it's following me. So the one fucking security drone that I have to find is in an area where there's just a dumb amount of machines. I mean, and the most annoying ones to kill. Like, look, a Thunderjaw. Those are easy. Those are easy compared to slaughter spines. Those are easy compared to stormbirds. Because you know what stormbirds do? They fly out of range, right? So either the camera makes it hard for you to aim and shoot these motherfuckers, So either the camera makes it hard to shoot, for you to shoot a damn Stormbird, right? Goddamn snow.
I have to jump onto that drone to get it down.
I know you do. I know you do. Also, controlling anything that flies. Pain in the ass. Pain in the ass. Pain in the ass. So, this is what I meant by this game is kind of a tedious slog. See, the completionist in you, if you are a completionist or you have OCD, you're gonna want to finish all this shit up. See now, and you should be able to just highlight the track, but you can't do that, even if it's close enough. So this is what I mean when I say
Taking you with me.
damn. Hurry up, come on, come on. All I gotta do.
Okay. Grab the drone and stay.
Alright, now get the fuck out of here. Peace, y'all. Then on top of that, this thing flies slow as fuck. And so basically I have to keep this save to, you know, get the trophy for all the completed quests and stuff, since I've already made that progress. And I have to do that first. But if I do that, then I'm not gonna have an incentive to continue playing the game and finishing it as a new game plus. There's no alternate endings for me to get, you know, there are no alternate takes, there's no Regala survives, there's no Varl survives scenarios, right? Out of two of the more interesting characters who happen to be black, they killed them off, and they happen to be darker than the other black person, than the third black person that they introduced, the third major black person they introduced you to in this game. Third, fourth, right? Because, okay, let's go to the notebook, right? So we got character bios. Varl, major character in the first game, but only because of how involved he was with the quest and the fact that Vala, his younger sister, gets killed off in the beginning of the first game. Right? Spoiler alert, fuck that. That game's been out for like 5 years. Y'all sleep. You haven't played it yet? Not my problem. Alright? Val's sister gets killed off in the beginning of the first game. Then this guy is shown to be some sort of potential love interest for Aloy. But ends up fucking biting the big one later on in this game. Basically, he makes it all the way until about the last two major missions of this game. Right? So then you have to do what's called the Wings of 10. Upon which R.I.P. Lance Reddick. So then you gotta do the Wings of 10, whereupon which Regala, aka Angela Bassett, yeah, seriously, the gray or white hair from which he had in, you know, Wakanda Forever has not changed. It's just not like, you know, curly. It's very straight hair. But she's an angry black woman. Why? Because 3 of her brothers were killed in the Red Raids and were made an example of, burned alive. Some horrible shit. One of the baddest motherfuckers in the game. Zoe. The only surviving black character besides Silence. And the thing about Silence is his actor's dead now. Lance Reddick died like not too long ago. So he's out of the game. I don't know how they're going to build. I wonder what they were thinking when they decided to make these character models, because how much has changed? Either way, Silas is dead. His actor is dead. I don't know who they're going to use to replace him. It's like I don't know what they're going to do with Zavala from Destiny, since he voiced that character too. But yeah, Regala, angry as hell. You know, she always basically lived life with a chip on her shoulder. That's the type of villain she was. Out for revenge. You have a choice on letting her die during the Wings of Ten mission or keeping her alive so she can die in a blaze of glory. Let her die in a blaze of glory, you miss out on getting Regala's Rage, which is one of the best weapons in the game. I ain't know that. You know, to my understanding, you keep characters that you otherwise should have probably killed alive, and there's a benefit. You know, there's something in it for you. And there wasn't. And Regala, the beginning of the game, they played her up to be this really important character, and she just wasn't, like, at all. Maybe it's because of all the side quests I was doing, but she served no purpose other than to be an angry woman who, I mean, don't get me wrong, she had a legitimate reason for being mad, but at some point she had to let that shit go. Red Rays were over. The Mad King was dead. Not a whole lot left for her to do. You know? There's another villain like that in this game too. Oh yeah, Eric. He's a bit of a warmonger too. And he decided that he was going to kill Varl. So, in result, Zoe gets to stab him in the back. Which, you know, he kind of deserves because, you know, he killed one of the only black men in the game. This game does a lot of representing, but fails on so many parts. For example, Elizabeth Sobek apparently, well, not apparently. Here's another one, Asera. This is another character who was wasted. I would kill her to get a decent weapon, to get, like, you know, a super weapon towards the end of the game. So it was worth it to take her out. But you had to take out all the bandit camps to do that. When you finally take out Asera, it's noted that, you know, she's working with both Silence and Regala. Regala was basically, I wouldn't say tricked, but she's used to rebel against Hikaru. And reason being is Silence needed her army of rebels to take out the Xenos, which are these people. You know, like Eric and Tilda, Gerard. Gerard is a character who, again, doesn't play a major role. Tilda is just a woman who 1,000 years ago fell in love with Elizabeth Sobek, and after about 200-300 years didn't feel cool about leaving her back on Earth. So she decides that she is going to cozy up to Beta and Aloy, and it doesn't work. Ross is a character that doesn't serves no purpose other than his character models in the game, but he doesn't. And he shows up in like in a cutscene if I remember correct, but pointless. And they try to make it seem as if Aloy cares about Varl the same way she cared about Ross. But even then, that's not the case either. People try to find ways to make video game narratives so relatable and about them. And really, let's just talk about how the narrative falls to pieces. You know, for example, Draka and Jataka, or not Jataka, Yara and Draka. So this is a guy, you choose between Yara and Draka, basically. Yara lives, Draka dies. Draka lives, Yara dies. At least that's how I think. I chose to kill off Yara. Draka, on the other hand, he serves no real purpose. You do a few quests with him, and that's about it. You know, you hear about how he struggles with being leader of the Desert Clan, but beyond that, you see, you know, but there might be another part that where, yeah, it's never stated on whether or not he's power hungry, but there are jokes that Aloy makes about him being a little too power hungry. So it's as if the main character is in fact making note of the idea that this dude was doing what he was doing for his own personal gain, and he should have just let Yara continue to take the lead. You know, they kept calling treason on one another, but the reality is she was letting her people starve. Yara was letting her people starve and suffer, and not telling the truth about what was up with the water supply. Meanwhile, this man, it's unclear on whether or not he was actually part of the problem. But if he was, could you blame him? I don't know. I can't even ask myself that question. I don't know. You know, he's an AI, so I can't tell if he was being sincere or not, but I assume he was. Now, in today's political or social climate, this is a battle of the sexes. And that's a problem, right? Because you have young male hero who clearly doesn't have the experience or the decency or, anything else. But he has the humility and he has the ability to be the leader. Meanwhile, here's this woman who's hiding things from the people and letting her people suffer. And he's mad that his people are suffering and she ain't doing nothing about it. And he's willing to do something about it. Sets a tone for, a conversation on a Fresh and Fit podcast, don't it? You got Talina, who spends every quest with her is about her chasing down a dude that don't want her. And she even says it, right? But they find the guy, right? They find this man, Amadeus, actually. Now, mind you, the Red Raids are over by the beginning of the first game. The first game is less than a year, it takes place less than a year after or before this game. So, there's that. But yeah, Amadeus, basically chased down this chick who was a Kharja warrior that was kidnapped. And then she converts to Tanakh, just like Fashav. Only she's not only Fashav became one of Hikaru's marshals. Gali used to be one of Hikaru's marshals as well. The greatest marshal. But yeah, Evira is another character who you see become a marshal, but she doesn't serve much of a purpose outside of that, right? I know in the first game, and I'm not sure why this was. I think this was because I decided to be Mr. Nice Guy and finish all the quests and just not kill anyone. Everybody I helped out showed up for the final fight in the first game. I didn't complete all the quests in this game before taking on the final mission. So that didn't happen. And then some characters like Asera were gonna die anyway. And then, like I said, between Yara and Draka, only one of them, if anything, was gonna show up. But none of these characters showed up for the final battle. Nobody in the bottom of this row. You had to kill him. He was a boss. Eric was a boss fight. Gerard died in a cutscene. Tilda was the final boss fight, and she gets killed off. I don't know. Again, it's an off-screen death, but it's safe to assume that the robot you felled her too. Alva, of course, goes back home. Alva has a love interest who's also female. Talana, once Amadeus realizes that the girl he's been chasing has become a Tanath and does not want to go back home, he said, and Talana says, I don't want to be nobody's second choice. That was a real thing. That was, she really said that. And then went on to tell Aloy that eventually you'll get a love interest, and when you do, you'll know. And she doesn't get it. And that's what the Burning Shores DLC is about. It's not about whatever story content. It's about Aloy getting a girlfriend. If you choose to do so. Now, learning about that makes me not want to play it, but I done spent the money on it already, so I'm gonna get my money's worth. So I'm not gonna not play it. You know? I don't give in to split. I don't give a fuck. I want to see how it all played out. So a lot of people that are all like spoiled were, and don't get me wrong, there is something not just interesting, but you know, there is something delightful about finding out for yourself, you know? So I'm not gonna deny that. There is definitely something fun.
Here we go. All drones are reconnected to the dome now.
What do I get for this? Absolutely fucking nothing. And now I get to do the Vista points. There are no more conversations with Gaia. Like there's nothing else for you to do after finishing the game except to run through the burning shores. And then on top of that, it don't even stay like that. So
Reinitialization in progress. I will inform you when it is complete.
and then this game ends on a cliffhanger. But I wasn't done, talking about what's so fucked up about this game, right? Because there's still a lot more to it. So I got 4 more of these, and then 8 more. Not 8 more. Wait, 1. Okay, so 6 more of those ornaments to get. Like, there's no, and then there's this, and there's these, and you don't have to actually, you don't actually have to do all this stuff. There's no trophy for it. But if you're a completionist of some sort, like I'm a fan of this series, so the idea that one has to thoroughly enjoy everything about something, means they really like it. No. When my whole thing is when you one thing is when you actually do enjoy something, right? Cool. Underwater salvage, search for. Like, there's shit that I don't want to do right now. See the sun scores and the wings of 10. These are and Nora Thunder Warrior. These are all my legendary. Yeah. Right. So I need a Dreadwing primary nerve, 2 of those, and then 2 primary nerves for Force Claw. So I need 4. I need to kill between 4 and 6 Dreadwings and between 2 and 4 Frost Claws. You're not guaranteed to get a primary nerve every time you kill an enemy or a machine. So yeah, I'd literally just be running through and finishing all the quests in this game just to get a trophy for that. So it's like developers should really stop wasting people's time with this. This shit. This is like, if there's no point in being a completionist and running through the vanilla version of the game because there's the inevitable Game of the Year edition, right? Then it's safe to say that nobody should be bothering with going through all the content in the initial release because you're gonna run out of shit to play. You know, this is fighting games, this is games like Destiny, etc. So therein lies one problem. But then, if the incentive to play the game, right? If the incentive to play the game is to run through all the missions available in the game, then it would probably be in the game developer's best interest to give the player an incentive to just run through the game, the initial game, and omit parts of the game that you can only see unless you go to that second or third difficulty New Game Plus mode.
So, Nemesis. I had a lot of theories on what destroyed the Zenith colony on Sirius, but the twisted amalgamation of uploaded Zenith brain scans was definitely not one of them. And now it's headed for Earth. Yeah.
I mean, I could believe Tiny Tina talks to herself. What the hell is up with this weapon rack if I ain't gonna be able to change spheres? Like, I don't like how, like, Western game developers put so much stake in wanting to explain how things work in a video games world, or like they always do that too. Oh well, you know, there's a plot specific reason as to why, you know, this or that works the way that it does in the video game. Okay, right on, right on. Don't give a fuck about that. You know? Like, this isn't one of those games that I'm gonna say that I just wouldn't play again, because I definitely would, but I'm having a hard time trying to just keep on. Like, I want to play the Burning Shores, but I also just want to, you know, finish the fucking game. Like, I'm kind of burnt out from all this shit. And then on top of that, if I start a new game plus, then that means there are certain things that I will not be able to upgrade. But there's gear in New Game Plus mode that I'm not getting. So, there is an incentive to play this game. But I know for a fact that if I start playing New Game Plus, there's gonna be a lot of shit I'm just not gonna be able to do. And I don't find that very fun. I just don't. So, alright, where was I? Going back to character bios. Rost, don't need him. Flame is married, don't need him. Sun King of Odd, don't need him. Vanasha, don't need her. Uthid, don't need him. Why? Because none of these characters, Ted Farrell, don't need him either. You know, he's kind of, well, uh, pointless. Anyways, I'm gonna go make some tea. Some sweet tea. Ah. Ah. So I want a nice cold tasty beverage and not gonna have any. So, and like that. Uh, hold on. And I'm back now. Alright. So I just had to put some tea on so I can, what's it called? And I just realized something. Hey, what the fuck? Okay. Let me look at the door. Yeah, that's a good thing nobody can. That's a good thing. It's a good thing nobody can, hmm. So this 3D wireless headset, it picks up some sounds from out there, but if I rub my hand over where the mic is, it's definitely gonna pick that up. Or my hair. So it's definitely gonna pick this stuff up. Believe that. So as I said, I had to go and put on some tea. There's ain't no cold, tasty beverages in the fridge right now. And instead of making that shit last night and freezing it, everybody fell asleep. It happens. So as I'm running around in circles, I'm trying to figure out whether or not I should actually run through and do all this other stuff again, like nigga backwards. Oh, but where was I? So more than half the characters featured don't have any real function in the actual story. Now the game is complete. But if there is one thing I can say about if there's one thing I can say about where they all messed up, right? The first game ends on a cliffhanger, and this game ends on a cliffhanger, but not really. It's more like, oh hey, this next thing is coming. This is a trend set by the Harry Potter films, Marvel films, and the Lord of the Rings films. And the thing about those films is that they were all based off of IPs that already existed in another format initially. In this case, a novel. A novel series. This is the case for Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings. Or a comic book series. This is the case for the Marvel films. And you could even say this for DC Comics. Talk about multiversal entities and everything else, but at the end of the day, this was a thing. This isn't the case for something like Mega Man, right? But if you've played through and finished the first Mega Man X title, that's exactly what happens. You know, you're kind of told, what's going to happen. And then in Mega Man X3, if I remember correct, they actually reference a point in the series where X is going to have to kill Zero. And this is something that's mentioned in its ending, in the ending. So you already know that's coming. Except if you didn't do it right, you end up fighting Zero in Mega Man X2 anyway. So that doesn't really matter too much. But I'm talking about cliffhangers. And a lot of video games like to do this stuff, usually when they want to make a trilogy. Which is funny because there's none of that in Crash Bandicoot or Spyro the Dragon. And there's really none of that in the Mortal Kombat games either. And that series has been reset twice now. But going off of all the black people they killed of note or used in this series, darker skinned ones get killed off. You know, which of course are Regala and Varl and Vala in the first game. That means that even if their mother is a war chief, the fact that Sona had to bury both her kids is awful. And then on top of that, like, Sona in the first game is missing, and Varl is actually tasking you with finding her. You know? Vala seems like a pretty interesting character in the beginning of Horizon Zero Dawn. So it's like, oh, okay, it's a new companion character. Teb, I could care less. That little bastard could have died. And, you know, I just wouldn't care. I would not care. Fuck Teb. Is it Teb? No, Teb's the wimp that Aloy saves multiple times. Anyways, this is a kid that throws a rock at Aloy, and, you know, that's bad news. Anyways, Aloy is gay like her mom. Oh yeah, that's the other thing about this game. Tilda, I did say she had a thing for Elizabeth Sobek. You know, they were companions, but then they grew apart. All that other stupid shit. So then, she kind of in a way shows a lot of affection towards Beta, and then she goes on to say that, oh no, since Beta is all about machines and stuff, and, you know, is not as brutish as, say, Aloy, it's like, oh, I want that Aloy chick. Now, the funny thing is, though, I always assumed that Aloy's sexual preference was women to begin with anyway. Given the characters she meets in the first game and how she interacts with them, especially the male characters. Hell, I thought Talina was the case. What ends up happening is Talina just simply tells her, hey, there's somebody you're going to end up liking, and lo and behold, it's still an Asian chick. So there's that. But the fact that this middle-aged, pasty old white woman, who's actually over 1,000 years old, it's like, oh yeah, me and your mom's had a real intimate relationship, and you know what? Since I can't have a relationship with her no more, I'ma just see if I can go ahead and, love bomb the fuck out of you and, forcibly take you from this planet and be on the run from a thing that myself and various other rich people who had enough money to spend to leave the planet Earth, this gets stupid. Yeah, Nemesis is a thing created by the Farzenas. It's an amalgamation of all their consciousness and shit. But anyways, enough running around in circles and rambling on. Let's get to some shit that I'm just kind of lazy about. I honestly feel like just like do this.
You have shown us the way.
I'm sure I've shown you the way of a lot of shit.
Remember the time.
Water. Splash.
This is a training pit, right?
My thanks. Yeah, our squads practice close combat drills here. Name's Tanalo. I'm the master of this pit. And you must be the one who flew on the wings of the 10. Took out Regala's machine army before defeating her in a duel. Still, you can always use more practice. And just like the other clan's pits, the rules here are the same. I offer training and challenges. You can use your spear and a training bow. All other gear stays with me while you're in the pit. If you can complete all of my challenges, I'll let you fight me.
And when I win, I'll earn a mark for the enduring?
That's right. Once you've earned marks from here, the bulwark and scalding spear, you'll be able to challenge the enduring.
The masters at the other pits didn't say much about who the enduring is. I guess you won't either?
You want to know more? The sooner you earn 3 marks, the sooner you'll find out.
I don't want to have to. Okay, thank God. You gotta do these stupid combo challenges, and I just kind of said, "Fuck it, I'm not really willing to do this stuff." Oh wait, I gotta do this shit consecutively. Oh my God. Okay, so that wasn't long enough of a pause. What? Okay.
My blade fought alongside the Outlander.
What the fuck? You mean wrong input?
This is why we train. Do better.
What? Alright, I'm not. Let's try this again. And then after that. What the fuck?
She came from the east and flew on the wings of honor, champion.
Alright. Quit. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to this game. I'm talking about this game. Alright, just not. So, this is what I hate about video games like this.
That's all right. Learn from your mistakes.
What mistakes? That's just a wasted 4 minutes of my life. I'm not doing that again.
I've trained enough.
Not if you want.
I don't give a fuck about the enduring. But what's funny is I have to do that in order to get get the trophy for finishing all the missions. At this rate, I'm probably just gonna say fuck it. I don't want to do any of that. And the regular weapons are just fine for getting through the rest of the game. You see, these are the types of things that are discouraging. And on top of that, this is one of those action-adventure titles that...
Yes, I can work with this.
What are you doing?
Envisioning the best arm.
I give a fuck. Okay. To not tactician. Tower winter weave. Espionage is something that this game does not do as well as you would think. The thing is, this is not Splinter Cell and this is not Metal Gear, so you're not going to care about stealth being optional. Unless there was a trophy for actual stealth, then it would make sense. But there's not. Lasting override, I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to override machines to get through a mission. I'm just not.
My offer still stands. A soldier like you should only wear the best armor. And that's what you'll get at Oka's Fort.
No nonsense, just trade.
Mark of Pride. Hey, so Pride Month is over now. Oh, look, the cards all got face paints for just fanciness. They don't have nothing that says I'm unapproachable or I'm crazy or I'm feral or I'm a damn cannibal. You know? This right here is that I ain't no killer, but don't push me face paint. And this right here says, you know, I hang out in the bushes. This right here says I'm on some tribal shit. But seriously, no toughness at all. No toughness. 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 Sweeter than peach cobbler. That's what this means. Again, you know, just that you don't think I'm sweet out here type face paint.
Next time, perhaps you could make a purchase.
I'd make a purchase if I had a reason to, but I don't.
You must have faced a lot of machines on your travels. Thought of showing off your skills in the hunting ground trials?
If you need a merchant, here I am.
Oh wait, yeah, this is a painting. And this ain't even a tattoo, this is just paint.
Next time, right?
Oh, okay. That's armor. That's tats. Is there anything else of note over here that I need to really begin into? What? Huh? Old lady staring at me. Like, what are you doing out this early? 'Cause I slept all night. What else am I supposed to do? Stay up? Nah, keep the light. Keep the light. I'm making tea. I don't want to fall asleep. Huh? You can open the door. Yeah, that'll work. Besides, I like how your skin glows when the light reflects off it. Why are you looking at me like that? You know, see, most women they would melt. All right, all right. Most women would have the panties just walking right off of them after saying some shit like that. You just staring at me like.
We both know I'm pasty. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, and I'm melanated. What's your point? And yeah, I'm red like a lobster too. Oh, you must not know. Just because I'm black don't mean that I get dark and tan the way most black people do. I mean, that does happen, but for real, I'm red. Ain't no brown man, I'm a red man. Speaking of which, speaking of red, let's go check on that tea. It's probably more than done right now. Is there somebody in that car? I'm just gonna assume. No. Where I live, roaches have no fucking manners. Where I live, these guys make sure they think that they're your roommate, and they're not. Where I live, roaches ain't got no motherfucking sense. Where I live, roaches die. Ah, shit! That's hot. So, I made my tea with sugar and honey. Like, I don't care about bleach sugar or whatever, but yes, at some point, you do gotta factor in that, there's some stuff that you just can't consume because it's just bad for your health. Faucet water is one of those things because the bleach in it, or whatever chemicals or whatever's in the piping is most certainly going to get in whatever it is you're mixing it with. But if you just want a cold, tasty beverage, it's cool. People talk about Flint, Michigan water, Florida water. Here's the worst part. Did you know Young Thug has a song called Florida Water? Yes. Young Thug has a song called Florida Water. Florida Water. No bullshit. I'm not joking. He has a song called Florida Water. Alright. Now that's done. I'm gonna go turn off my mic for a second because I gotta go pee and I don't want to hear and I don't want people listening to me tinkle. I'm just saying. Uh, on the sides. Alright, so I'm back now, y'all. Like I said, I had to turn it off because, you know, sometimes you just don't want people to hear you pee and you just want some privacy. Don't look at me like that. Weed. Here's the catch. If they can't see you on the stream, ain't nothing they can do. Especially if you're not falling asleep, being unruly. I'm one of those people. I don't believe in being unruly or any of that stuff. Let it sit there for about an hour. It should cool down. But yeah. Oh shit, my inhaler. I need that. And I need this. And I need this. And I need that. And I need this. You off today? Oh, yep. So, alright, so. Yeah, I'm on my New York shit. Okay. So anyways, it'd be different if the combat system in this game was like Darksiders, but it's not. See, like this is the Vista Point shit. Those missions are tedious as fuck. I don't enjoy them at all. And why are they tedious? Because you have to basically tiptoe around, you know, whatever area you're in, right? Once you've angled yourself properly, like it's gotten to the point where I just see what's good on YouTube and go from there. Like I am not a fan of those missions at all. I hate them. I hate them. And then on top of that, like I think one of the other things is I had to get overrides for a lot of the same machine animals. You know, like, okay, so we go in here. Like, Grazers. Did that first game. Burrower. New to this game. Scroungers. You know? They were in the first game. Leap Slashers are new to this one. Scrappers. New to this, or first game. You know, Spike Snouts new to this game. Skydrifters are new to this game. Plowhorns, but Chargers are not. Lancehorns are not. Longlegs aren't. Fanghorns aren't. Watchers aren't. Corruptors are not. Bellowbacks aren't. Glinthawks aren't. Shellwalkers aren't. Stalkers aren't. Ravagers are not. Snapmaws aren't. Rockbreakers aren't. Behemoths aren't. Stormbirds and Thunderjaws. Frostclaws. Scorchers. And Fireclaws. As well as Tall Necks. Also are not native to this game. And yet, you gotta go back and go through the cauldrons so that you can override them. I think what will work better is if overriding machine animals was something you could always do at any point in time. Just like all the rebels, you know, the sons of Prometheus, you know, the rebel Tanakh, they don't have to finish a cauldron to reprogram machines or override machines, but you do. And you even have to do this again. Like, the biggest problem with this game is that it's more of the same in the best and worst ways possible. Right? It's more of what you already know and love with the photorealistic, art direction. Right? And, the mechanical creatures and world designs, tribal world designs and stuff. So there's a lot of there's a lot that they get right in the visual department. These are some very amazing designs until you start getting to the specters. These are just lazy. Like, it's literally, and I know it's lazy because this is how I've designed shit. And this is also how Masashi Kishimoto has designed stuff. It's lazy. Shit is fucking lazy. Right? It's like, at this point, it's alright, like, but I'm not sitting here going, oh, look at that. Like, there's nothing, like, it shows, like, oh, fuck, I gotta deal with something that's basically formless. That could change its shape at will. It's like dealing with something like, all those little mass-produced Metal Gears in Metal Gear Solid 4. Only worse because this thing, it's like dealing with Majin Buu. Alright, that motherfucker was a pain in the ass because he could shapeshift. And on top of that, you could blow his ass to pieces, but you gotta eviscerate him to keep him from coming back. Megatron was reprogrammed into Galvatron in Dark of the Moon, right? Yeah, Dark of the Moon. Revenge of the Fallen was when Megatronus Prime came up. But yeah, Dark of the Moon was something different. For one, again, Michael Bay had some very overly designed. I don't even now. I don't like the live action Transformers. No. In any case, this is a more sleek design, so not quite like it. These though, I can say, yeah, they are still overly designed. I put them in the over-designed category, like, when Tetsuya Nomura designs Batman or Catwoman for Square Enix's PlayArts Kai toy line. It's like that. It's just an unnecessary amount of detailing for no real explicable reason other than the peacock and just be overly designed. I don't think we're quite there yet with robots where, we have to be super intricate. Because when I look at these machine robots, I'm not thinking of the intricate designs of how Getter Robo is in this day and age, because there's a similarity, right? Because not even Gundams are this ornate with detail. Western video games have gotten to a point where there's entirely too much unnecessary detail. Like, there's work that needs to be done. Whoa, did that shit just jump? Yeah. Apex Claw Strider looks dope as fuck. Purple. Apex Acid Claw Strider. See, it doesn't even have, like, the only thing I don't like is how the Apex, is how the Claw Striders and the fire and acid Claw Striders, they don't have, I like how this one looks. I don't really like how, see what I'm saying? I like how this one looks. So the other ones I have a problem with. Why not just use frost damage in general? And then you can't override apex creatures. That don't make no fucking sense. Like, you have to kill them. You cannot override them. That's kind of also the other problem with these apex machines. And then on top of that, what you doing? Oh, you doing London? The other thing about these apex machines, yeah, let me take you to, oh wait, I'm missing one. Apex Fireclaw Strider. What do you know? And an Apex Snap Moss. I haven't run into those yet. So Apex Stalkers, level 35. The other problem I have with this game is the aside from not being able to override Apex machines in this game, right? Excuse me. Excuse me. And this is the part where I gotta use my inhaler because I bet you it's a what do you call it? Not an Apex. I know that one's Apex, definitely. Wait, what? Holy shit. I did not notice this, but the fire claws is red. But here's the funny thing about fire claws, right? Where's the frost claw there? I don't know. I guess this is the part where we should start talking about. I don't know. Dangerous and tenacious enemy, you say? Wait a minute. Oh, wait. Too bad you can't zoom in on these, you know? And then on top of that, how they have it set up. Well, I guess now that I finish this game, we'll just start playing it at 30 FPS. Cause there's no...
Will you stay to hunt down the holdouts? Well...
Yeah. I mean, I guess I gotta get used to it. I'm playing at 60 FPS for so long. See, the game definitely looks better. But now, my eyes have to adjust to this shit. And like, there's just no getting used to it. It's like jumping from 60 down to 30. I don't know how I feel about that. Let me... What is balanced between performance and fidelity? Alright. So now, it's just this weird place. Wait. If it's between performance and fidelity... Okay, it's doing 120 hertz. So what that means... This is according to my monitor. So right now it's displaying at 120 hertz. But it's at 1440p. So if I go to settings, favorite resolution, we're gonna get yeah. Interestingly enough, it's now 4K 60 hertz. Wait, what? FPS mode? Huh? Huh. Okay, there are things that I am now noticing that my monitor
machines were different from those that roam the wilds today, and their secrets died with them.
Shame. I'd give
Oh shit. I forgot.
All right, what's wrong?
I heard the champion conquered the arena, and I missed it. I was stuck on guard duty.
That's wrong. That fight was a sight to behold.
Wait, you were there?
Huh.
You think the enemy's going to go easy on you?
Alright, so
What? You were spectators?
That's how good of a fight it was.
I don't remember these functions being on my monitor, like, at all. And like,
So say the chief gets
so this is okay, so either way I can only select at least not on my PS5. But okay.
Hey, stranger. Are you looking to trade?
So my display is actually refreshing right now at 60 hertz. Right? But the display is actually only running at it's actually only moving at 60. Alright, so now my eyes have gotten used to this shit. So there's less, you know, reconstruction, artifacting, and things like that. It's pretty nice. To be honest, 1080 and 1440p is like the sweet spot for most of this shit. But now, this says, again, 60 hertz. Now, watch what happens. I'm going to balance. Now, 120 hertz. Yeah. So now, but the reality is, it's only counting every other. It's only counting every other frame. So the game is actually running at like 40 FPS. And not a full, and not a full 60. But it's also not running at a full 30. So you get this fairly neat frame rate. You know, perfect. And then the game still looks good, but it's a flat 1440p. There's no at least to my knowledge, there's no reconstruction. It's just, this is just a raw 1440p. The end result is the game is running at, it's only displaying 40 FPS, but it's running at 120 FPS to get that performance. And this, in a lot of ways, is a sweet spot. This, however, stays, I don't know, anywhere where you could use a high frame rate on these consoles, I say do it. You won't regret it. Not a bad deal, you know? I used to think there was something a little fucked up about using this frame rate mode, and not so much anymore. Doesn't seem like a bad idea.
Frost won't help here. Machine was born for the cold.
Ooh, okay. Now, if you were to believe that somehow this part of the game is actually all that fun, it's entertaining, but fun is not what I would call it. In a lot of ways, it's very tedious. And sometimes, the way the game functions, it's not conducive to what fun could be had. And there's a lot of fun to be had in this game, but
I think Denora will want this.
damn, just 2? Like, for example, I don't want to be doing this mission for too much longer. Like, it's...
I thought I'd help Denora.
One more. One more. Give me one more. Oh. Oh, shit. Like, could I say this is fun? I don't know.
Relics. Not enough relics for Denora. I should take them back.
I'm not doing all that. Just... when it gets to a point where you're doing this shit.
Denora's in trouble.
Let's see how these guys hold up against the savior of Meridian! Everyone okay? Aloy, over here!
Ooh.
I can grab this from my stash later.
Talk about timing. It's good to see you, Aloy.
Is there a stash? No, the fuck, there's not.
Those Tanakh showed up from nowhere. I appreciate the assist.
Thought I could help. I found what Warrand was looking for in the water. Somehow he knew there were ancient ruins there. I salvaged what I could.
I guess those stories he loved paid off. Too bad he never got to see the ruins. Here's your payment. I'll make sure this salvage becomes the armor Warrand always envisioned.
So, time to make that armor.
Right.
Something wrong?
I found a message from Warrand on the backside of the map. It just said, take care of them, Denor. The man who always had a plan left me in charge of our crew.
And that's bad?
I barely know what I'm doing half the time. What was he thinking?
From where I'm standing, you've been doing a pretty good job looking out for everyone.
I guess we have been able to hold our own. And now I'll make sure we win those shards for our efforts, too. If you ever make it back to Barren Light, you should stop by our main camp. I'll probably have this armor ready by then. You could come see us win Karuf's prize.
Maybe I will.
Nah. I already bought those. I don't really need those. See, the parts that I would need, I already bought from them. And then everything on buyback is just that shit. Is the buyback, right?
We can trade some other time.
I see the nurse taking his new job.
Alright, that's finished.
Nice, very nice. I gotta say, these are some good pieces. Each set has great parts, but overall, none of them scream best in the West, you know? But not to worry, I might be able to pull in some favors. Sell these sets instead.
What about the prize?
Well, no one really brought what I asked for, so I'll just keep that and get going.
What?
You've got to be kidding me!
This is unacceptable! After all the work we did?
Not so fast, Karif. You said each set had great parts. So make a set that combines them.
She's right. It'd make the perfect defense against the Forbidden West.
A creative and communal endeavor. I approve.
And since everyone came up with part of it, they should all get the shards.
Oh my
first.
god.
Fine. Then just forge the armor, give it to me, and I'll take it back east.
And let you walk away with our best work? No. Let the Savior of Meridian have it. She'll test it out properly.
Best armor in the Forbidden West. tested by the savior of Meridian herself. Not a bad selling point. Okay, you all got yourselves a deal. I'll go get things ready with my business contacts then.
You do that.
This man's still trying to freaking... He's still trying to... Man, let's see.
Don't go anywhere. This won't take long.
They make it seem as though these,
This armor ought to be worthy of the greatest hunter in the Forbidden West.
Thank you. So, what now?
That little spot we found in the desert kind of grew on me. Wouldn't mind sticking around. There's still plenty of salvage to be done out here.
Looks like we're all staying in the West.
I guess I'll be seeing you around then. Thanks again for the armor. You all put a lot into it.
how are these things hiding?
Using those behemoth parts for the armor. Would have never thought of that.
Paired up nicely with your rollerback salvage. Can't believe you actually hunted one down.
Oh, finally. Skimpy. Finally, a skimpy piece of armor. That's what I really want. Well, wow. This armor sucks. Yeah. But I think I want 60 FPS. I don't favor resolution. I actually favor performance. Yes, sir. Oh yeah, that gives me more spear damage and 3 skill points. Like seriously, I really do not want to even bother with that damn mission. Earn the lowland, earn the sky lowland clans mark, earn the desert clans mark. I don't know how combat works in this game is just not applicable. None of it makes any sense how it fucking works. So, like I'd rather just shoot shit.
Hail, Outlet. Your blade is to be respected, Outlet.
I have to do something. I can't just lie here.
Maybe it's for the best.
What's going on here?
You're her. The one from the embassy. Please, you have to go after my father. He's going to get himself killed in the stand of the Sentinels. The forest beyond the village. Everyone else seems to have forgotten that we don't abandon our own.
Phaneira?
If you're gonna drag the Outlander into this, at least tell her the whole story. Goroka gave her that stab wound.
It was an accident.
How did your father accidentally stab you?
For a while now, he's been sneaking out of the village to hunt alone in the stand. Sometimes he's gone for days. So this time, I followed him to his hunting camp. Tried to convince him to come home. Words led to fists. And somewhere in the middle of it all, his knife. He was already gone when I fell.
You would have bled to death had I not come looking for you.
It doesn't make any sense. The way he looked at me... It was like I was a stranger.
Perhaps it's time to recognize...
He's fine! He has to be.
I can't make any promises, but I'll find him if I can. At least to see if he's all right. Where's his hunting camp?
Southeast of here. Thank you.
Glad that's settled. Now you need to rest.
Welcome, champion.
What was I looking for? Oh, yeah, that's right. I needed to find a workbench. What does this guy have? Weapons. Not a goddamn thing. I already got them. Not a goddamn thing. Although that armor looks nice. Ooh. Oh, perfect. Haha. So sure as shit. Do not want to bother with that. Yeah, if I don't have to fight something I want.
You might as well look the part.
You goddamn right. Had to refill. There we go.
Now, what is it you're looking for today?
Alright,
I hear she stopped a war in the east. I wonder if she can finish the war.
everybody wondering about what, oh, here we go. What the fuck? So, this tends to happen where graphics doesn't get rendered properly.
Spear and bow. You'll need skill with both if you go to...
The fuck you mean? Yeah? Yeah? Oh, god damn it. Oh, fuck. No. Oh wait, I need primary nerves. Well, time to go kill me a Frostclaw.
Good day, warrior.
Settings. Whoops, I meant to go here. Check this out. What? Okay. I haven't found an apex yet. Sack weapon. Understanding that all I have to do is shoot a frost claw in the ass. I guess it doesn't matter. You said Deanna's picking you up what time? Oh, well, you got 2 hours. I'm over here talking and I'm like, shit, I'm still on stream. Alright, anyways. Since life is getting a little more personal, I'm gonna turn off this mic and I'm gonna stop streaming.